Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Honestly Not Serious. It's Tuesday. We've got a lot of really great content to cover from the weekend, from Alix, Earle, and Benson Boone being spotted out together to Casa Amor, all things Love Island. Grab some coffee cake, whatever you must. It's time to start your day with Jay. Hey everyone. So, elephant in the room. I'm at a new setup. Honestly, this is a blessing in disguise. Hopefully, you like it. But the room that I had upstairs I dedicated to doing my podcast. It's like really not working with the Wi-Fi. So, I'm as close to the router I can literally see it. And I think it's a lot better. So, I don't know, maybe this is like a forever thing. It's kind of cute. It needs a little bit more color though. Like, of course, the blanket on this little side couch is like a gray one, and I'm wearing a white shirt. So I'm excited though. Right now it's raining. I hope that it's not picked up with audio, but with this mic, it shouldn't be. Um, Enough about me. Let's dive into the stories. So I have to look at my notes for this first one, but we're going to cover Love Island, episode 16, the episode from Sunday night. Just going to read my notes and react. So the episode opens with Anaya pulling Casey to talk about Soul leaving. He admits he would have talked with her. Anaya says it's weird that Casey was the only one rooting for Soul, but like it's not so weird if you kind of like listen to what he's been saying. Like he's been wanting to explore. Casey tells the camera, "It's Love Island. We're here to meet other people." But just like tell that to Anaya and tell it to her again. And tell it to her again so she like actually gets it. It doesn't feel like Anaya wants to explore other people. This doesn't feel like the atmosphere for her. That's just my thoughts. The next thing, Zach talks to Kata about her chat with Caleb. LOL. Zach is mad that Caleb took his top off before he got to when he kissed Kata, which was literally so lame. He was just like pouting about it. He's so jealous. He said that it was his idea first. And it's like, you literally saying that gave me the ick. I don't know about Kata, but I got the ick. So then Zach tries to get back at Kata, saying he's going to pull Melanie for chats. Yeah, like Melanie's going to go to chats with you. But okay. Next, Kenzie confronts Casey and Sincere about why they were thinking about sending her home. I knew this was coming. I knew it was so obvious it was bothering her. And I'm like, she's going to keep talking about this in the next episode. But they reassure her and she looks like, oh, okay, we're good. Zach is still going around the villa, jealous. Next, Bryce pulls himself into Zach's arms. They so know that the internet teases them. That's what my thoughts are. Otherwise, like, why would they be continuing to do it unless, like, I mean, maybe they really do like each other. I don't know. But it just now, like this last episode I saw, it felt a little like put on, you know? The boys chat about Kata and Caleb. Next, Kata pulls Zach for a chat and he's being really difficult. Kata addresses that he's being weird and then Zach gets defensive. Ugh, Zach. It is just so obvious this whole thing is bothering him. And it's just like you have an opportunity with a cool girl, a pretty girl, to just make it seem like confident. Like, yeah, you pulled her, but like, I know I got you. But that's not Zach. He's floundering under this pressure. Kenzie tells Corbin that she wants to be kissed and pursued. He takes it okay. I think that might come back, but also with Casa Amor happening, who knows? Okay, so next, while getting ready for bed, the Islanders debrief with each other, but like girls with girls and then like the boys with the boys. Here are some things that are mentioned. Corbin talks about Kenzie's comment that she doesn't know if he likes her. It pisses him off. Trinity was pissed that Casey made a comment that he was confused why her and Bryce would be the favorite couple. I agree with that. I agree that I'd be pissed too. Okay, so Casey said that he couldn't fix Anaya's past traumas. That one was like unnecessary. It's like they just like don't want to see what's right in front of them. I'm not saying like, oh my God, they have a great thing going. No. Casey is not that into Anaya. Anaya is so into Casey, but she keeps telling the girls in the camera, like, Casey's being weird. Like, you know why. You don't want to admit it. You know. It's the next day. Corbin makes Jen breakfast. Zach doesn't make Kata any breakfast, and she seems so annoyed, which is valid. He blamed it on high traffic in the kitchen. We all know he was trying to punish her, and that's lame. He's lame. Next, Kenzie got French fries, which is a new word. It's something that everyone is like looking up online right now. And the funny thing about like the zeitgeist and like all these urban dictionary like words, these slang, whatever, is that everyone is too scared to ask other people like exactly what they mean. But like new slang gets made up every day. Did I have an idea of what French fries was? Sure. Did I know what it was in that moment? No. Next, Bryce tells the camera he feels like Zach should pull people for chats. Bryce, tell that to Zach's face. The camera doesn't need to know. It's like I get cameras are like confessionals, but I feel like maybe we could just tell the other person what we're thinking, you know? Zach does need to pull people for chats. He does. And so does Caleb. Just like Caleb. She went on a chat with Caleb. And it's not a revenge. It's not a revenge thing for Zach. He can't do it revengefully in spite of. He has to actually do it on his own accord because he wants to get to know people. Okay, so next, Melanie and Anaya chat, and she really wants to close things off with Sincere. She tells her that she really likes him and is falling for him. And pocket that, okay? So Casey, Melanie, and Trinity chat about the boys. Trinity said, I've never met a man who be doing that weird ass jokes that Bryce does with Zach. And like, it's everything. It's the physical stuff. It's like their inside jokes. It's the fact that they want to be each other, like by each other all the time. When Zach was with Kata in the kitchen and she was like, it made me mad you didn't make me breakfast, and he blamed it on the traffic, he like tried to escape and be like, I have to go talk to Bryce. Okay. So next, the heart rate challenge is announced. Caleb practiced on Zach. And they did this thing where Zach was like sitting down like I am. And then Caleb like pushed up his face to like look at him and give eye contact. And it was obviously a thing. But like, like Zach is always in these situations. You know what I mean? It's Zach. It's just simply Zach. Zach gets a text that they have to leave the villa, and it's like pretty suspenseful, and everyone's like, why? And then Casey gets a text, God knows how long much later, like maybe a couple seconds, a minute, I have no idea, but that they are going to Casa Amor, and everyone's like freaking out, but it's like a silent freak out. Like everyone's just kind of like, oh my God. Whoa. This storm is crazy. The boys are so excited. The girls walk down the stairs. They're looking on their little cute outfits for the heart rate challenge. And then they go downstairs. There's no boys to greet them, but there's this big present. And so the girls get a gift. And the gift that they are opening is that they are watching the boys do the heart rate challenge with completely different girls. And I was not expecting that. To my knowledge, I don't think they've ever done that in Love Island. It was crazy, and it was genuinely kind of cruel, but it was entertaining for me. I said I feel like the boys are giving a different energy. They're like way excited. Like every single one of them is so excited to leave. They act like these women are like not great, but they're great women. I don't get it. Okay, I'm going to talk about the women from the heart rate challenge. Amora enters. She's beautiful. Casey and Sincere look so happy when Amora climbed on top of them. I actually don't know this girl's name because my phone autocorrected to Parmesan. She enters. She's stunning. Corbin says, I'm going back to somebody different. And Kenzie's watching it and her face totally drained and she's freaking out. I hate that. Casey says, Kenzie's out the window. Guys, these guys are crazy. Jaden enters. She's a bright blonde. She licks Zach's finger. That's crazy. Everyone is enamored with her. Casey literally closes his eyes when she's on her. She handcuffs Corbin to the pole and makes out with him. So she did her big one. Tiara enters. She says she's going after Casey. Caleb is freaking over her. Like his face was like so excited. She climbs on Casey backwards. He's loving it. Corbin grabs her ass. She grabs Casey onto the ground and climbs on top of him. Wild. And then Alana enters and I wrote she's T. That girl's so pretty. And she's from Miami, which it seems like they cast a lot of people from Miami. After Casey touches her, the rest of the guys get the shaft. Like literally, he like touched her backside like in a way, and she's like, no hands. And then she does like little shimmies and shakes for the rest of the guys. So then Sydney enters and Caleb grabs her ass. Trinity calls her a dupe of her. Like, it's kind of funny that she did that before the internet could. She shakes her boobs in Zach's face and she really likes Casey. He picked her up. I've noticed Melanie was quiet the whole time. Literally the whole time. I don't know. It was like all the girls were making comments like, "Oh, he's cooked. He's done. Like, I'm over this," and stuff like that, which like valid. Those are normal reactions. I'm sorry, it's like thundering here. But then Melanie the whole time was just she kept being like, "Let it happen. Let it happen." She's like, "No, I'm watching this whole thing." But that's because that girl's been through some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then it's the boys' term. That was kind of lame, whatever. But I noted they played One Direction when they got to Zach, and I'm cracking up because like one of the earlier episodes, Zach says Zayn is his idol. Like, who says that? That's really funny. Actually, really, who says that? Because Zayn's been in a lot of controversy. The Villa girls, the OG girls, they get really upset and they start chanting F you, and then they actually hear it over at Casa Amor. So it was like Kenzie and Kata who were like, F you. And then Kenzie got to do her splits, which she loves doing splits, but she was like angry pounding the ground. So funny. God, I love this show. And that's the episode, but the girls do get 12 guys, which is crazy. A lot of stuff to go back to. So one of the new girls, I think her name was Alana. Yes, Alana from Miami. People are suspecting that she's going to be out. Last year, Sierra was one of the favorites. She was like, I think, an OG cast, and she said a derogatory remark against a POC community. And so I guess this new girl did the same. There's a video out there. I have no idea if it's real, but hopefully the Love Island producers and casting are kind of on that. From what I've heard is that they have a lot of people that they cast to go out there and they might not even make it on the show. So maybe the guys will just get one new girl. You know, we'll pluck a new one. Or call some people from last season. Because I think the majority of last season, besides 2 couples, are single. So as I'm filming this right now, episode 17 hasn't happened. I really hope to be, oh my gosh, it's not good. Ooh, that's not good. You don't know this, but I literally had to run away for a second because the umbrella on my deck started to fly away because we're having like a tornado warning right now. And I'm dumb and did not close it. And so I'm just like watching it fly. And so I got my rain boots on and my rain jacket on. I ran into the yard and the only thing I could do was twist it so it didn't have so it wasn't up and aerodynamic. So like, forgive me if my hair is not as cute as it was recently. Shoot, that derailed me. I had no idea that this rain was like a tornado thing. Also, my husband is coming home from work, so he's constantly texting me and sending me videos, and I'm worried. So that's the state in which we are podcasting in right now. That's so stressful. I don't like this. Should we get in our next story? I can't remember if I said this, but my goal is to cover the girls, like Casa Amor. Is it called Casa Amor if they're not at Casa Amor? My goal is to cover the next episode of Love Island tonight, before my Tuesday morning upload. But with this storm, we'll see. I mean, you'll know. It'll be at the end of the episode. Okay, so our next story, moving right along, the New York Times reports that Clive Davis, hit-making titan of the music industry, dies at 94 years old. He rose from mid-level position at Columbia Records to become one of the music's most powerful executives, shepherding stars like Barry Manilow and Whitney Houston. I believe he's the man that signed Whitney Houston. Clive Davis, the music executive who rose from a mid-level legal position at Columbia Records to become one of the industry's most powerful and longest-reigning dons, guiding the careers of Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin, Barry Manilow, and dozens of other stars. died on Monday at his home in Manhattan. He was 94 years old. His family confirmed the death. Mr. Davis had recently been hospitalized with respiratory problems, one of the few non-performers in music to become a household name. Mr. Davis maintained a visible role as a star maker for half of the century. In the late 1960s, he propelled a reluctant Columbia headlong into the rock era with acts like Janis Joplin and Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He also encouraged the jazz trumpeter Miles Davis to connect with the Woodstock generation. Oh, I love Miles Davis. Shoot. Well, we have a legend that's lost. But truly, I don't know as much about him as I do know that Kelly Clarkson once called him a bully. I'm not even going to look into that because he just died and I don't want to be that person. But what a career he has had. That's a kind of a funny thing to be known for your office desk job career. Not a lot of people can say that. Obviously people like Elon Musk can, or Bill Gates, but a lot of people in the music industry, I would say, are typically known for their talents. So that's pretty remarkable that he had an eye to be able to find those talents. Our next story, Benson Boone and Alix Earle fuel romance rumors after cozy dinner together. I saw some paparazzi walk photos of them, but I didn't need to see much because I just do not see Alix Earle dating Benson Boone. I'm just not buying it. Okay, so TMZ reports Benson Boone and Alix Earle are sparking romance rumors after the two were spotted leaving an apparent dinner together. The pair appeared comfortable in each other's company as they left Craig's in West Hollywood Thursday night and headed to Benson's car. Benson even opened the passenger side door for Alix before the two drove off. Alix Earle stayed mum when asked whether she would be Benson's +1 to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding celebration at Madison Square Garden on July 3rd in New York City. As we first reported, Benson is expected to attend. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like they're going to do some partnership or something. It just feels like a little bit of Friends. I love watching Alix Earle's Get Ready With Me and all of her content that she has. And I feel like she does need a guy that also has his own life and is on the go, because she's on the go. She has her own life. She's a businesswoman. I'm just not seeing that it would be Benson Boone, but opposites attract. It could be that. I'd support it. So our next story, Liam Payne's son awarded late singer's huge fortune. TMZ reports Liam Payne's young son is the sole beneficiary of the legendary singer's estate, and now we know how many millions the 9-year-old has coming to him. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Payne has been awarded the One Direction star's estate, totaling nearly $28 million. I gotta learn how estates work, but does that mean he has 28 million, had 28 million at death, or that's his estimated net worth? And you know what I mean? I guess what I'm trying to say is, did he have 28 million in assets, in things that were incoming in the future, residuals, or was that liquid? Was that cash? He had 28 million, And I guess the reason I'm a little bit curious is because of how he died. So I was did he just turn to drugs because he didn't have much? Or did he always have much and maybe he turned to drugs and was sad? It doesn't really make a difference, but I guess I'm just curious. Our next story is a fun one. IMDb reports that Anne Hathaway announces she's pregnant with her third child. I actually saw the photo. I think I was scrolling somewhere. I don't remember, maybe TikTok, but she had this gorgeous bump, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's pregnant. She looks radiant, so beautiful, but also that's crazy. I just don't understand this. She just did a huge press tour for Devil Wears Prada 2, and you're telling me that she hit it? It's kind of like when Alex Cooper was, she announced she was pregnant, but she also hid her bump on her show, and then the Hannah Montana press, the reunion. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But it wasn't as many press gigs, I would assume, as Anne Hathaway has done. I want to look back at all the photos and be like, I don't want to do that. It's whatever. This is just exciting news. So actress Anne Hathaway announced an Instagram video on Friday that she is pregnant and expecting another child. The video featured Hathaway smiling with her hands wrapped around her stomach with the caption, "Baby, I'm yours." This will be Hathaway's third child following her son Jack and Jonathan with producer Adam Schulman. Amazing. Okay, and in other pregnancy news, People reports The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives star Jen Affleck is expecting her fourth baby with husband Zach, chapter 4. I'm so happy for her, but this one is getting a lot of heads turned on the internet because I thought they were separated. I'm just a little confused because Jen made it sound like a couple months ago that she was doing her own thing in Orange County now, just with her kids, and it was like a fresh start. I don't know, like maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am because that's the energy that is around on the internet. Like, well, like I thought you guys weren't together and stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, when a baby's involved, this is always so happy, but it was hard to see on last season of Secret Lives, Jen being like so upset. Actually, just for a couple seasons, she was either going through postpartum depression or I don't know, just like not exactly doing well. Not exactly doing well. I don't know. I guess whatever is happening, we'll find out in The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives OC whenever that's airing, maybe this fall. Um, I guess I feel happy for her, obviously. But I just kind of like am remembering that something was there with their relationship. So I hope she's doing well, you know. And then our last bit of news is from Deadline. They report Timothée Chalamet and Selena Gomez set for Illumination animated alien movie Not Alone. Universal Pictures has revealed the Illumination animated movie Not Alone, which will star Timothée Chalamet and Selena Gomez. The studio has set an April 16th, 2027 wide release for the project, taking the place of the untitled Illumination event film. The announcement was made during the Annecy Film Festival in France. Four-time Oscar nominee Chalamet will star as Joe, an introverted rocket mechanic who lives a quiet life alone. Co-starring with Chalamet as Emmy and Grammy nominee Gomez as Fran, a brilliant astrobotanist who is developing the world's first ever plant fueled rocket. Cute. Okay, so here's a synopsis of the movie. When Joe and Fran are brought together to prepare for the inaugural launch of his revolutionary rocket, there are immediate sparks, but neither is particularly adept at romance. Life becomes more complicated when three aliens, tiny, unruly, and adorable, take refuge in Joe's home. Dunk, Welly, and Sherm are on the interplanetary run from a zealous yet inept officer of the law named Xandro. The aliens determine that Fran's rocket could provide their means of getting back home to safety. Okay. Cute. They haven't worked together since that Woody Allen movie, so I'm hoping this one's good. Cute. But that's so interesting that this made headlines. Is it making headlines because it's them? Probably. Okay, but what what I can't get over is like calling someone a nominee. You know, like I think you can call someone a nominee up until they find out that they didn't win. But it's almost like I don't want to say it. It's almost like calling someone like a loser. Like I guess if I was up for a Grammy and then I was reminded that I didn't win the Grammy, I don't know that I would want to be called a nominee after the nomination period. But if I was a Grammy winner, go ahead, call me that. But you know what? I will never win an Oscar and a Grammy. Wait, I shouldn't say that. What would I win an Oscar and a Grammy for? I don't know. Nothing really, I guess. Who knows? Anything's possible, right? I could read a book. I think that would get me a Grammy. Oh my God, I keep saying granny. You guys, those are all the stories. I know the real action that we're all waiting for is Love Island Monday night's episode. I heard it's playing in theaters. Like, that's crazy. There is not a theater within 30 minutes of me, maybe even an hour, that's doing the Love Island episode. So I will be watching it at home and then hopefully recapping it. Other than that, I had a pretty good weekend. Grayson and I were trying to change it up and like play games. And like we have had a period of time where we play games. Obviously in COVID, everyone was doing puzzles and playing games. And I grew up playing games. I love it. So we played Uno Flip. It's where like it's regular Uno and then there's a card that you can throw down and be like flip your deck over. So it kind of makes the game extra long and I highly recommend it if you are two people, no kids, and a couple, two friends, totally on a plane. Highly recommend. But those are all the stories. I will hopefully be back for Love Island. Okay, we're back. We are so back. But it's the next day. I tried my best, but here's what happened. So crazy. So when I was filming yesterday, it was around 4-ish. My husband gets on the train around that time to come back from work. And there was like a ton of thunderstorms and then a tornado warning or something like that. And he was like, oh no, like we're getting delayed. I did not get back from getting him until after midnight. So suffice to say, I did not get to watch Love Island and recap it at the end of the night like I was hoping to, but we're going to do it today. Last night, though, was just like a ton of just travel PTSD. There was this one time a couple years ago when my husband and I were coming back from South Carolina. There was like a huge winter storm and we got stuck on an Amtrak for over a day. It was really bad. I think it was 36 hours. It was freezing cold. And so when I found out that he was going to be stuck on the train, because there was like a tree that fell, like a ton of trees fell. You know what I mean? That happens with storms. So I just genuinely felt bad and I was having PTSD because that was one of the worst days ever. Anyways, I'm back to recap Love Island. Okay, so here's episode 17. The episode starts with Casey making a toast to hopefully some Casa girls coming back to the villa. Next, Bryce pulls Sydney, the girl that Trinity said that like was a dupe of her. She's literally so funny. Alana said she wanted to pull Zach the most, but she's hesitant because of the hideaway, and I knew that was going to come back to bite Zach or Kata. It's unfortunate. And then she also tells him that she made out with his brother at a party, which it's like small world. Unless she's just like hanging out with Love Island people and maybe someone recommended her for the show, then maybe it's not so small. We learn that they both have cats and Alana is a big Spider-Man fan. So I wonder if she's excited for the next movie because I definitely am. Next, the girls talk while they're getting ready for bed. Tira and Casey are already kissing. Casey clocks their instant chemistry and he seems really comfortable with her. And honestly, it's a comfort that I'd never really seen with Anaya. Like he keeps bringing up these things, like these little comments to like crack the viewers' walls of their relationship, like saying that, you know, they didn't even pick each other. They were just, you know, paired up together or something like that. So I really don't see him going back to Anaya. Next, Sincere asks Amora if he can sleep with her tonight. Corbin asks Jaden. Zach asks Alana. Bryce asks the Trinity dupe, Sydney. Casey tells Tira that they're sharing a bed. Caleb asks Parmita. And by the way, Parmita was the girl that in the beginning of the episode, my phone autocorrected to Parmesan. So Parmesan, Parmita. She says yes. They all say yes. And so now we're back at the villa and Kenzie learns that Corbin left some photos of them like in his drawer. So she's really sad. It's the next day. Sincere says he kissed Zamora, but he misses Melanie. We're back at the villa and Kata gets a text that it's the girls' turn for new boys. That's so exciting. Ariana enters and tells them it's time to go to the fire pit and debrief. So they kind of talk about their feelings a little bit and everyone seems sad except for Jen, which super valid. She wasn't really in a couple. But then the girls hear that there's 12 boys coming. So that's double the amount that the boys got. They're so excited. So there is Gall, Carl, Chandler, Che, Ronnie, Kyle, Kay, Key, Dylan, Trey, Corey, Ryan, and Tino. So we're back at the casa. Zach says he would be sick over Kata finding someone else. I can't with these boys. Like Zach says one thing and does another. He's a very frustrating individual. Very entertaining though. So next we see the girls at the villa mingling with the boys. Ariana comes in. They all head to the fire pit and she says, boys, kiss two girls you're interested in. So we get to see a little bit of who's interested in who and what's happening. Oh my gosh, I put this note. One of the guys, he picked up Anaya. He was so big and strong and then he was squatting with her. Anaya, do not go back to Casey. Do not, honey. And I was like a hit. People were picking her a lot, and as she should be. Oh, and Kenzie did the splits over one of the guys, like while kissing him. I was literally crying, laughing out loud. I don't want to go another episode without her doing her thing. She seems so happy doing it. You know what I mean? So then the girls all decide, we don't get to see it, but they pick the guys that are just staying with them at the villa. Corey, Chet, Gall, Ronnie, Dylan, and Carl are all chosen to stay. And then Melanie and Anaya go for a side chat, and they're like, 1, 2, 3, like, I miss my man. You know what I mean? And it was kind of disappointing, especially for Anaya. Like, girl, do not miss him. Sincere, I don't know. I guess I just don't really like him. You know, I haven't really liked his character so far, but okay, so next, Zach and Alana talk. He, to me, is a hard read. He doesn't seem so into the conversation, but he asks her again if they could sleep together in bed. Okay, so we're back at the villa. Carl asks Anaya to chat. He's really cute. And they have volleyball in common. Oh, and he speaks a lot of different languages. We love it. Carl teaches her a little Mandarin, and I really like him for her. And he seems so sweet. Like, I just really hope that Carl makes her forget about Casey. Because it was just like, maybe I feel like some people think that people are bonded when they start fighting. You know what I mean? Like, we have such passion and history and chemistry, but like, honestly, like, if you're fighting with someone on week 3 of meeting with them, it's not good. I put Anaya, he's so smitten for you. Like, he really was. Ugh, I just love that he was like, when they were kissing, he was just like touching her leg. Like, it was so innocent. So then Trinity chats with Corey. She says they have a lot in common. And it was funny because the way that the editing went, it was like Bryce talking about how he missed Trinity. And then you would see Trinity with Corey. Like, and she looked like really happy. So I don't know what's going to happen there. Back at the villa, Bryce tells Sincere that he doesn't feel a spark with any of the girls and he's thinking about Trinity the whole time. He seems really emotional. Like, I think, like, I don't know, maybe he cried a little bit, you know? Um, and he likes how special he feels with her, and he says he feels like he's enough with her, which that's really what you want with a person. That was really so sweet. And then the episode ends. And that's it. I swore I saw somewhere that it was going to be 1 hour and 30, but it was only an hour, which is totally fine. An hour was enough, but there's not another episode on tonight. And the next week's preview, or next week, my God, girl, it's every day. The next preview is that there are a lot of kissing and connections growing amongst the Casa Amor people and the main islanders. Because that's really all they gave us, just people kissing. And that's really the impetus of the show, which we love. We love. I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was good, but some people are just frustrating me. Anaya, girl, girl, we're done with Casey. We have to be. Kata, I really want someone else for her. Kata did pull someone for a chat. Like, it's really for me, like all these girls, except Casey. I am rooting for him. He was talking about how he's like self-sabotaging, and I see it too. So the girl that he's coupling up with, I hope that, or the girl that he's chatting with, I hope he ends up coupling up with, you know? Bryce, I thought it was sweet that he came to the conclusion that he was like, I think I like Trinity more. Everyone has noted that they do have something special. So it was a good episode. I'm excited for tonight's episode since it's Tuesday tonight. But I will be recapping that on my Thursday episode. So it will just be Tuesday night's episode because they don't have a Love Island episode on Wednesday. And we'll see what else happens in pop culture. This has been an exhausting 12 hours. So I'm going to go get a snack and read. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.